Welcome back. Firefighters deal with tragic events on a day-to-day basis, which can lead to high levels of stress, and emotions can be quite overwhelming. For 20 years, the fire department has provided firefighters in the field and behind the desk with resources to help with these emotional stressors. Laura Donaldson has more.
This is about an opportunity to kind of sit back, take a deep breath, and talk about what happened.
Mesa Fire Department Chaplain Tom McSherry leads a group of firefighters in a Critical Incident Stress Management Meeting, or CISM. CISM is a process for helping emergency management personnel involved in a critical incident share their experiences, vent emotions, learn about stress reactions, and receive more information to seek additional help. Fire engineer David Cox attended a CISM meeting after responding to a body recovery in 2003.
I'm a person who's kind of closed off with my feelings, so it kind of helped me to learn how to open up about stressful things. It helped me to learn that people are willing to listen to you and to share, traumatic experiences with you.
Cox says the informal meeting creates an environment where a first responder can leave negative emotions at the workplace.
We talk a lot about not wanting to take things home. When we go on calls, we're exposed to infectious disease, we're exposed to situations where we can be injured or killed, and so we tend to think about not wanting to take those things home as things that we would physically carry home with us. But the CISM team creates an opportunity for you to leave your emotional stresses at work as well.
Fire Captain Neil Ethington was a member of the CISM team for 3 years.
It allows us to bring closure to the bad calls, to unload some of that baggage that we accumulate, so that then we can focus and think about and bring all our mental energies to the next call and the call after that. It's far cheaper to have a preventative program and to be able to take care of some of these issues when they're small, as to wait until they're longer or till they've progressed and they've become bigger issues, and then this person may be off on sick leave or an extended leave for months or years. The whole goal of the program is to get people back being productive members of the department.
CISM leaders say the program is doing just that. They say they will continue to grow the program with the hopes of providing necessary care to all those who serve others. For What's on Fire, I'm Laura Donaldson.
As you can see from this last piece, this is an incredibly beneficial program to our men and women in uniform. Joining me now is CISM team leader, Battalion Chief Paul Bourgeois. Chief, thank you very much for taking the time to join us.
Thanks for having me, Forrest.
So talk to us about CISM and why is it important?
Well, CISM is a peer-supported program that has enabled the Mesa Fire Department to protect and preserve the health and emotional well-being of its employees for several decades.
Have you seen any changes in the program or any evolution in the program itself?
Well, I think back in the day when CISM began, it began by teaching firefighters to be counselors, and we quickly realized that we're not very good counselors. But again, it is a peer support and peer-driven program facilitated by firefighters for firefighters. And today, what you see is more of an active listening facilitation in a CISM diffusing or debriefing. And another big change, I think, in the American Fire Service has been the implementation and the bringing on fire chaplains to help support CISM teams and the members of the fire department.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, joining us also is Tom McSherry, Chaplain Tom McSherry. Thank you very much for taking the time out to come in.
My pleasure.
So talk to us about your role in this. I understand you go to the meetings, you have an active participation. What's your role there?
Well, it's actually twofold, both as a chaplain in case there are spiritual issues to be discussed and addressed, but also as a mental health professional. And we're there to support the team. Again, as Paul said, it is a peer-driven mental health supported program designed to mitigate the impact of a horrific event. It's about leaving that event at the office, so to speak, at the station, and not taking it home. Our goal is to get those firefighters back in service.
Now, when you talk about being involved in the meetings and as such, would you say that this is an extremely important intervention that you do in being involved?
Well, I think the CISM Critical and Stress Management Program is integral to the health and well-being of the department and its members. We know that the firefighters experience things on a daily basis, and some calls, you know, it's what we do. It's go out there, save lives, save property. But on occasion, there can be a call that just strikes home, that causes some emotional distress, and that's the purpose for CISM. It's about helping stabilize, reduce those symptoms, and get that individual back home without this call kind of hanging on and being a problem.
Sure. Now, over these decades in which we had the program, have you seen any trends or anything where you may say, okay, as a result of the economy or as a result of these factors, have you seen anything that's been coming to these, that people are bringing into these meetings and having to diffuse on?
Well, certainly the economy is a factor. I mean, money problems can translate into relationship problems, which can translate into additional stress at work. And then when you come and work in an environment where you're subjected to the worst of human tragedies, all those things together can be a perfect storm for emotional crisis.
Right. Now, when you look at programs like this, you automatically start thinking there may be some cost associated with it. Can we afford this as a department or as a city or even as individuals?
CISM comes at a relatively small cost. This is something that we have to be doing. We must continue to do. CISM is critical to the future success of our organization. You know, when the doors roll up and the fire trucks roll out, we need to have 4 firefighters on that truck who are not only physically able to do the job, but also emotionally ready and able to do the job.
Right. And now, how has this been received? A lot of times you may have a program that comes out like this that may encourage folks such as ourselves to be able to talk. Are you finding any pullback from it, or is this something that people are willing to want to get out and express?
Well, if you go back 20 years ago, firefighters were very resistant to sit down and talking about their emotions. But we've all realized over time it's become more conditioned in the fire service to understand how important it is to talk about your feelings and your experiences as it relates to stressful calls, critical incidents, and how important it is to recovery, to leaving the stress here at work and going home and leading a happy, healthy, and productive life.
Oh, that's great. Well, Chief, thank you very much for taking the time. I do appreciate it. It's very interesting information. Chaplain, thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you very much for joining us for this episode of What's on Fire. We'll see you next time.